Okay, I've got a Craftsman 2700 PSI power washer here, 7 3/4 horsepower Briggs & Stratton motor. Pretty common pressure washer. Problem with this pressure washer is that the engine runs great, but the pump doesn't work anymore. In fact, it's only been used 2 or 3 times, but unfortunately the pump no longer works. And so it was given to me. So this video is designed to help you, if you have a similar situation, get your pressure washer back in order both efficiently and economically. Before we get started, I want to let you know I'm a pastor and a Christian. A lot more important things in life than just pressure washers. So as soon as you get yours going, I want to encourage you to cruise over to my other videos, especially the one about how to become a Christian, and take a peek at that. Let's get started. Okay, so I've actually removed the pump from the power washer. You don't have to do that, but for me it was a lot easier to investigate and see what's wrong. Mine was held on by 3 bolts here, here, and here, so it's very easy to undo. So a couple of things you'll want to do if your pressure washer is producing no pressure. First of all, make sure that on the inlet side there's a filter in here. It's not all clogged, preventing proper water flow. That's really easy to take out, flush out, put back in. Also make sure your wand is not defective or leaking. If it doesn't produce back pressure, it won't flip the check valves in order to create the high pressure you're looking for. Assuming your wand is good, there's no debris here. A couple of things you want to do. One maintenance item is going to remove this bolt and drain the oil out of it and replace it with new oil. Now I think they make pressure washer grade oil. I'm going to use just regular straight weight 30 motor oil. Fill this guy up and make sure it is okay. That won't correct your problem, but it's a good maintenance item to do. Okay, now what else can I do if I still don't have pressure? Well, if your pump is dead, then it's worth checking to see if the valves are stuck. Most of the time what happens in pressure washers is that they're used and then they sit for long periods of time. And the remnant water that's still in the pump after use causes things to corrode or maybe even a touch of rust and prevents the valves from opening and closing. And that's why you don't get any pressure when you squeeze the trigger. Now if your pump's already dead, you got very little to lose by removing these and seeing if they need to be freed up. In my case, as soon as I took this off, you will see that the housing actually cracked. And so there's no way to repair this housing as it's made of kind of potted aluminum. However, a new pump is about $150 to $180 depending on where you buy it from. But what I found was, as I looked at this pump, that the control module, which is on the bottom side and has all your check valves in it, has 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3, and the whole control module lifts off the actual pump. So I began to do a search, and let me show you what I found online. Okay, so I cruise onto eBay, type in my model number of my pump, and what I find is that I don't necessarily need to replace the entire pump. The lower portion of the pump, including the check valves and the inlet and outlet, can all be purchased separately and simply removed from the old pump and attached and replaced. And you'll notice the cost of doing this, just $62.65 with a mere $3 in shipping. So what a great alternative this is for replacing the whole pump. This one was actually in the state next to mine, so I can get in just a day or two. So I've ordered this. Let me show you what it looks like and how to install it, and hopefully in just a moment we'll have this pump up and running again. Okay, when I pulled the control module off and I'm looking at this pump, I'm noticing a lot of debris. Looks like part of the aluminum casing of the control module, probably where it failed. So I'm just going to take some time and vacuum this up and make sure it's as clean as possible before I install the new one. Don't want it to fail because of remnant debris. Okay, here's the part I ordered from the internet. Really satisfied with this. If you take a quick peek, you'll notice it is an identical match. And so for just over $60, I'm going to end up what I think to be a operating pressure washer. And so just 3 bolts to take out, replace these. Probably going to torque them to something reasonable and most importantly equal so that the control module is seated pressure-wise equally on the pump. Reinstall it, and I'll let you take a peek and see if we get this back up and running again. Okay, I've got the pump installed, and back together. So let's give this thing a whirl and see if it will produce pressure again. Alright, so everything's back up and running. Looks like it's a repair. Just want to remind you that I'm a pastor and a Christian. A lot more important things in life than just pumps and power washers. So as soon as you get yours running, cruise over to my other videos. Check out that video on how to become a Christian. Thanks for watching, and God bless.